Hey guys, Nikki here, back with another hotel review for you during my time in Korea. So the next hotel I will be talking about is the Brown Dot Hotel near Busan Station. This hotel, as its name suggests, is located near Busan Station. It's actually pretty much right across the street, and then you just go like up this side road and then you're pretty much right there. Now this hotel actually does not have a website from what I could tell. If they do have one, it was not easily accessible because my thing is if I Google Brown Dot Busan Station, your website should essentially pop up. So this one I'm gonna have to do based on booking.com. So it says internet, Wi-Fi, it's available in all areas and is free of charge. That is true. Standard, no pets allowed. You have a terrace garden that is on the rooftop, super cute. Accessibility, you have a toilet with grab rails. I don't remember seeing that, but it probably was there because I remember thinking, wow, this hotel is really accessible. Like everything's very wide, so I can see that. Spa facilities. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. Bottle of water, snack bar, and bar. Oh, well actually, yeah, in the hotel room they do have a little mini fridge and they do give you, I believe it's a bottle of water, and then I got 2 little cans of some kind of tea, I can't remember off the top of my head, and then a little thing of Del Monte mixed juice, so that was really nice, a nice little touch. Daily maid service, that's kind of if you request it, so that's a bit like semantics, but that's also not, like I said, this is not the website that's kind of writing this down. This is through booking.com, so maybe they don't know about that like weird kind of the weird setup they have over there. They said they have lockers, luggage storage. Don't know about that. I didn't need to use it. I checked in well after the designated check-in time, so I don't know about that, but I would assume so. Express check-in and check-out. I mean, the check-in area is extremely small, so I don't know how much more express you can go. That one's a little bit iffy. A business center, they do have that. It's right by the check-in area. It's really tiny, but it's very cute. 24-hour front desk was great. Meeting and banquet facilities, don't know about that. Not really relevant to me because like if you're just a leisure traveler, who cares really? Designated smoking area. I did not know this was a thing, but I did not smell an ounce of cigarette smoke, so that was great. Soundproof rooms. I think I can attest to the soundproof rooms. I think I was pretty quiet. I got a decent night's sleep. I don't remember hearing any like screaming or crazy people or anything, so yeah, I think it was pretty soundproof. Heating and air conditioning, that's definitely a given. I think no matter what time you stay, what time of the year you stay, I think you'll be comfortable. The air conditioning system is very powerful. I accidentally kind of cranked it all the way up, so I definitely know how cold it can get in those rooms. So I know you're definitely gonna need that in the summertime, it works perfectly fine. So yeah, I'd say overall this matches kind of what I expected from the hotel. I stayed on the 5th floor of this hotel. It is a boutique hotel, so it's very, very small. I think in total they had, I want to say either 9 or 12 floors, so it was a pretty small hotel. Now this room was different from the other hotels I had already stayed at because even though I was located right across the elevator, I actually couldn't hear any elevator traffic at all. It was great. And the reason why is because you have one door that you open, that you fob yourself into, and then you shut that door, and then you have this mini area where you can leave your wet clothing, your bags, your shoes, etc., etc. And then you have a secondary door which you can close behind that first door. So you kind of have that barrier that kind of blocks out a bit of the sound. And I think that's probably why I didn't even remember that I stayed near the elevator. Good things about this hotel. The staff is incredibly, incredibly nice, and I know I've said this about the other hotels as well. I think this one felt a bit different though because I just found the people that lived in Busan were just a bit nicer overall. I think Seoul is a very like rushed kind of place and everyone's very go, go, go. Like I said, in Busan people tended to be a bit more chill, and I felt that when I was practicing my Korean, it was actually people were more receptive to it. And so with the hotel staff, I tried to check in using a bit of Korean, and when I greet them, I'd, chat in a little bit of Korean. So I think it was just a bit surprising to them, but they didn't kind of give the typical like reaction. It was more like, oh yeah, like this girl speaks Korean, okay? So it was great. It was really great. I definitely love the staff. I think I want to say they're like a really close-knit group. Maybe they're even family, just because like the way they talk to each other. They're just very like, it pretty much felt like home. Like it felt like you were part of that family. That's just how like well they work together. Another good thing, the bed is so comfortable. I don't even know how to describe how great that bed was. I did ended up with a king size bed. I don't think I was supposed to have that. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to have a double bed or a twin. Just looking at my booking, but I can't see it. So yeah, it definitely wasn't supposed to be a king bed. So that was great. The bed was so comfortable. I laid on it and I just melted right into it. It was awesome. Another thing is the Wi-Fi. Typically the Wi-Fi is fast no matter where you go in Korea, but I felt like in this hotel it was just like ridiculously fast. Like I'd click something and it would load right away, and like I'm just not used to that living in Toronto, so it always kind of like threw me off whenever I'd not have to wait for a page to load. So that was really good about that hotel. Another thing was just the vibe of the hotel in general. I felt, like I said, because it is a boutique hotel and I think that the people who work there, they're all very close-knit, that to me was really good. And it kind of like, you seem like a welcome traveler, and I'm sure they've seen tons and tons of foreigners roll in and out of that hotel. And I think they do call their hotel Brown Dot Business. I think they kind of know like how to treat business travelers, even though I was just a leisure traveler. So I really like how they kind of, just the vibe in general. And even they have a rooftop terrace where you can just kind of go there and just chill. And I know a lot of hotels have rooftop terraces, and that was like a really big thing, especially in Busan, but I felt like it was very homey, it was very cozy. So that was one thing that was absolutely impeccable, was the vibe there. It was fantastic. Another thing that was good about the hotel, which some people might not find so good, was the fact that they only clean your room every other day. So if you wanted your room cleaned every day, you have to just let the check-in staff know. Now, a lot of people don't like that, but for me, that is actually a really good thing, because I don't like my room being cleaned every day. And it's not like I didn't have the option. They still gave me the option to have my room, serviced. So I feel like it doesn't really make sense to kind of travel and have your room be cleaned every day. Maybe that's just a personal preference, but I just felt like it's just more environmentally friendly to not have the room cleaned every other day. Like, how much mess are you making for them to have to send a maid to your room every single day, right? So I just felt like it was great in the sense of environmental consciousness, which is really big for me. So I love that about the hotel. As I mentioned in the first hotel I stayed at, that whole shower that has kind of the half wall, and then when you take a shower, water kind of gets everywhere. This hotel was quite similar, and I'm thinking maybe that's like a common thing in Korea. But my issue was that they had a shower door, but it blocks off the rest of the washroom. So essentially you have the shower and the toilet together, and then after you close the barricade, it's the rest of the washroom. So I think they like almost hit the mark with the whole shower door idea, but it just didn't make sense to have the toilet right up against the shower, because once again, water got absolutely everywhere. And especially the biggest thing, even though they have that metal thing that covers the toilet roll, it's still gonna get steamy in there. I take very hot showers, so I don't know how that's practical, and I'm sure there's probably been situations where people would kind of use maybe the shower head, and they probably turn it the wrong way by accident, and water would flash over to the tissue, and then now you have soaked tissue and you can't use it anymore. So I don't know why they decided to just like put a shower door to separate the toilet and the shower, and not just the shower itself. So that was just a very poor design choice. Like, if you were gonna commit to, blocking off the shower, you should just block off the full shower from the toilet itself. it's kind of like a ooh, almost type of thing. But it was, I guess I could say it was a bit better than the first hotel where it's like, no, the whole thing was open. There was no option to even slide a door or anything to kind of keep the water from getting everywhere. So I guess it's better, but like not by that much. So another thing they really focused on for this room was the prioritization of the kind of spa washroom feel. Granted, when you do book a room, it says something something spa, so like you know what you're getting into. But the problem is, because the washroom is so big, there's not that much room for like the bed and like a big, you know, couch. So the room is very quaint. Mind you, if you're a solo traveler, it's absolutely fantastic because, you know, you don't need that much space anyway. But if I was traveling with someone else, I would have been pulling my hair out because there's none of those, like, there's really no area for you to store your luggage other than the ground, and I don't do that. I always put my luggage on a chair, on a couch or something, or on those luggage foldy things. So for me, that's like a huge issue. Maybe they'd want to invest in the foldable ones. That way at least someone who is traveling, who doesn't want to leave their clothing on the ground, has that option. In extension to that, they don't have a closet in the room. You get this kind of rack where on the bottom you have all your hotel towels, and then the rack itself has 2 coat hangers. So the problem is I traveled with 2 coats and then a lot of clothes. So what I had to do was I had to leave my clothing in the suitcase, which it was fine, like I just kind of sucked it up. But I know a lot of people like to really unpack their stuff and kind of like live out of their hotel room, so that might be a bit of a deal breaker for some people. Now, because there is no closet, that means there's no safety deposit box. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind if you are kind of wary about wielding your passport around or carrying like important documents and stuff. I personally will carry that stuff with me anyway because I'm super paranoid about safety deposit boxes. I've heard tons of horror stories. A lot of my close friends have had situations where their safety deposit boxes have been broken into. Different countries, it happens everywhere. Some people are just dishonest, and you know, it's what can you do? So for me, it's not really an issue, but I know for some people, like, to have that deposit box is like is a big thing. So just know that if you do stay at the hotel, you're not going to be getting that. So the location is a bit of a funny thing. Even though it is located across from Busan Station, on the day that I arrived there, it was pouring rain nonstop all day. I think it rained like the full day that I arrived there, so I couldn't really do much, and then into the day after, up until maybe like around noon, 1 o'clock-ish. So to find the hotel for me was an absolute nightmare, considering that was actually supposed to be the easiest hotel for me to find. If you understand the subway exit systems, it will really come in handy. But the problem is, if you're coming from Busan KTX versus Busan subway station, you might not be able to orient yourself just because Busan KTX is a bit like under construction right now. So I couldn't find the appropriate exit. It might just be like a me issue and not like a hotel location issue. So this is why I'm very like cautiously telling you about this. What I would suggest is you need to write down the address of this place in Romanized Korean, like regular English, and also in Hangul, because I had to ask people for directions and I had to do it in Korean. Like, so it's easier sometimes if you can just show them what it is, because if your pronunciation is not good, I mean, I'm studying it, so like I'm learning how to say things properly, but if you're just like a first time, never been to like Korea, and you never even tried to pronounce a Korean word and you're butchering it, you might have some issues finding the location. So I ended up walking actually in circles to find the street because I didn't turn soon enough. I thought the hotel was a bit further from Busan Station in terms of like, in terms of where the exit was versus where I thought I had to turn onto. So it's one of those things where, especially I didn't have a street view in Google Map when I did look up this place, because I guess it's like a newly developed area and I guess Google hasn't like rolled through there yet. Also, it's a lot of side roads, you're going up hills and stuff, so I don't think Google has, you know, decided to get up in that area yet, and that's probably what really like messed me up. So like I said, location wise, it's very easy to find as long as you know what streets you're looking for and you know exactly what the address is. Also, a good thing about this is you're near Chinatown, which is right around the corner, but you're also in this area called Texas Street, which was like, it kind of reminded me of like Vegas lights. It's just very well lit at night. and it's apparently where like a bunch of foreigners hang out. So that's like a really good thing if you are looking to get like a quick snack. And people are more likely to kind of speak to you in English if you can't speak Korean. So it's, maybe I didn't have to ask for directions in Korean, I don't know, but the people that I spoke to were typically older, so I kind of assumed they couldn't speak English. Location's great if you're kind of looking for that kind of like Western back home feeling. It reminded me a lot of Toronto, to be honest. But you absolutely have to know exactly where you're going and what the exact address is in Hangul as well as in Romanized Korean. So that's just a helpful hint. I would say 100% yes, I will go back to this hotel. I felt like location was great. It was right across from Busan Station. It's easily accessible to food. If you want to go to a nice bar, it's down the street. It's great. If you want to kind of stay out late at night and just kind of sightsee, you can do that as well. It's a very well lit area and there's tons of hotels popping up in there, so you're bound to see like some travelers like yourself. I don't know what it would be like for a business trip because I didn't travel on business, but I assume based on, you know, what I've experienced, you get a nice desk to work on. The room is very quaint, it's quiet. So I think it'd be a good hotel for business travelers. I can only assume though. Yeah, I would definitely go back. Staff was great. It's a cute location, cute hotel. I would say that I definitely had a good experience and I will be staying at Brown Dot Hotel again if I decide to go to Busan. Hopefully very, very soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.